Hello, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio on this Europa League Final Eve show. Joining on the show tonight, we've got JFK and Albert. How are you, boys?
All right, Portbert. How you doing, my good friend Albert?
I'm good, Jimmy. How are you, Port? I'm excellent, pal.
Superb, lad, superb. How you feeling? How's your nerves? What's been happening the last couple of days for you?
Nerves. I don't know if it's so much if I can call it nerves, Portbert. It's anticipation, mate. You know, and I think when I say this to you a lot, there's a kind of, and I'm not drunk by the way when I say this, it's a kind of swirling going on in my head, right? And I'm not on medication. It's just that it's the anticipation. I can't wait, and my head's wandering away all the time to the final. What I'm hoping and that wanting to happen, and I'm trying to overcome that with doing a lot of other things to pass my day, but it just keeps. I'm sitting watching the telly and it swirls right into my head. You know, I can't wait, and I'm going to watch it with about another 150 bears tomorrow, and hopefully that atmosphere's the way I think it will be, and that's just the way I feel. So I don't get so much nerves, Port. I think it's anticipation, mate. Can't wait for it to start. That's the way I feel.
Albert?
I'm all right, actually, mate. I'm not nervous at all. I'm keeping it bottled up at the moment. I don't want any nervous energy to distract from the energy we're going to require for this game. So that's the way I am. I'm saying tomorrow night, and then I'll let it all out. It's coming. It's coming home, as they say. So at the moment, I'm all right, and I'm keeping it under control. In fact, I went and played golf today. Affected my putting right enough because there's money on it. But apart from that, apart from that, mate, I'm fine.
Good, my man. I mean, it's been an incredible journey this European run, guys. I mean, there's no doubt about that. 19 ties, including the final, 9 different countries, and some of the teams were beat along the way. It's been nothing short of, remarkable in the run so far. What's your opinion on the run and what this team's achieved so far in Europe, guys, this season?
There you go, Bill.
I mean, it's just fantastic. Everything's been said about this run has been said about it. It's hard to keep finding new things to say. But one thing, I do know, when they pass the time and people look back at this, they'll find it as a golden age. I'm telling you, it really is something special. Today, what we're doing, against all the odds, against all the wealth, against all the Scottish media anyway, not so much the mainstream media of the world, but the Scottish media, against an SFA, an SPFL that are all against us, by the way. They're all sitting they'll be sitting tomorrow night hoping we get tanned. To do that in the backdrop and what we're achieving so far is unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. But the good thing about it is, Port, we're getting recognition out of Scotland. Other people in other countries are seeing exactly what Rangers are doing, and it's giving hope to all the other teams who are a similar financial standing as ours to say if they can do it, we can do it. And I'll be glad, because I'm sick of all these mega rich clubs just getting it all their own way. So from that point of view, fantastic, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
JFK?
It's absolutely astounding, mate. What we've achieved this season, some of the results that we've had in this run has been absolutely fantastic. Teams like Braga and Leipzig, Dortmund especially, nobody gave us a chance against Dortmund. What was the name of that team? I can't say their name. That's a Red Star they're called, wasn't it?
Yeah, Belgrade.
They were a great team and all, mate, but we gubbed them 3-0 at Ibrox. And I know the return leg was a bit of when they beat us 2-1, but the run we've been on, Port Bear, and we deserve to be here. And as Albert said, people don't want to give us credit for that. It's fine. The only people that matter is us guys on here and gals on here. I know the Rangers fans all over the world, especially the ones who are in Seville, to celebrate this glorious game we're going to play tomorrow night. So it's fantastic. And long may it continue, mate. Long may it continue. Absolutely wonderful.
Sorry, mate. I have to agree with Albert there. Some of the raving reports I've seen a day watching European build-up on BT Sports and Sky Sports has been incredible. Owen Hargreaves, this guy couldn't talk any higher at Rangers. He spoke about how they went out there and wiped the floor with Dortmund and then beat RB Leipzig as well. And in his opinion, they're playing it. I mean, although Frankfurt, in my opinion, are in a false league position, they're in 11th. They're a team that I said last night on the show. They're going through transition. They get rid of the whole backroom team, new manager, loads of players in and out. And the league form shows that. But like us, similar in Europe, they've just been on a great run. They've also put out big teams as well, guys. So I mean, I'm not arrogant enough to think we're going to go out there and just turn up and win this game. We have to earn the right.
100%, Port Bear. You hit it right in the nail on the head there, pal. Look, we don't have a divine right here to go out tomorrow night and win. I mean, the friends that I speak to in the last week or so, and that since we got to the final, and it's a kind of 50-50. Come on, they're 11th in the league. We'll beat them, and some said no. And I'm with the camp is we need to be careful here. Right, they're not in the final because a default. They're there because they deserve to be there. Yeah, a guy says to me, but they beat Barcelona. They're not that great now. Now, come on, who's kidding who? This will be a hard game for us tomorrow, Port Bear. And we should, and I know that the gaffer and the players will treat it as that. So we go out there tomorrow night, and we play to the capabilities that we know. I've said here before, we're a good team. And it's all right giving the other team good plaudits, but we are a good team as well. When we play good football, we play good football, and we'll beat anybody. So Frankfurt will be up for it, the same as us, obviously. But we go there and play to your capabilities, Port Bear, and we'll win it. We'll win it. And that's all that matters. But don't underestimate Frankfurt. They're about to win it the same as us. 90 minutes, 120 minutes in penalties, whatever way it is, we need to be 100% focused, mate.
Albert?
Absolutely, mate. Don't underestimate them. The final, no matter who you play in, a final is always the hardest game, any run. So this is the hardest game now. And if people don't think, they're 10th in the league, put it this way, the other 9 teams, them and the other 9 teams above them, could any one of them win the Scottish League? Of course they could. That's how powerful that league is. Any one of the teams could win the Scottish League comfortable. So don't write them off and think, they're only 10th in that Bundesliga. Well, that's an achievement, trust me, in that league. So if we're going to get this hard tomorrow night, and I don't expect it to be any other way, because that's the way we like it. We like the competition, mate. That's what we like. We like to bring it on. We'll take all comers. Unlike other teams, but anyway, I'm not going to get into that. No, I mean, I think your manager, I've given him plenty of respect and plenty of praise on the show, guys. But when you think, 99.9% of this team's Gerrard's team, and he had a sticky start, knocked out against Malmo, and then on the run. Basically, we've been at Armenia, we've been in Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Germany, Serbia, Portugal, back to Germany, and now Spain. Giovanni's turned this team round, guys, and players. Lundstrom being one of them. I think Bassi's improved under Giovanni. I think the tactics and the reactive tactical decisions that our gaffer makes has been exceptional. What do you think of Giovanni van Bronckhorst's progress in Europe, especially, guys?
I think I've said this before, Port Bear, is that I think the teams that he's played in, obviously played for us many years ago. Well, not many years ago, but I mean, some of the teams he's played with, Barcelona, things like Arsenal, and obviously an internationalist, played in the World Cup final, and he's got that nonce about him that he's able to change things. But it sticks in my throat to say it and good about Gerrard only because of the fact is the way he left. But I've got to give him gravitas what he did for us and the way he started the journey, because we had a fantastic journey under him, no doubt about it. But I think the next stage was when he left, when Gio came in and nurtured players. I mean, let's not forget, 2 or 3 months ago, maybe not even as long as that, myself especially, I'd have sat Lundstrom in the back of my tandem and I'd taken him down the road. And I've been honest about I'm thick-skinned. I'm thick-skinned enough to say I was wrong, and whatever's happened in the dressing room. And no, if I was going to give a Player of the Year right now, no, for me it'd be Calvin Bassey. And a lot of people might say, well, I just think Calvin Bassey has come on leaps and bounds, Port Bear. I think he's been turned into a fantastic athlete and player. And I think that's due to what Gio Van Bronckhorst has done. So, yep, he deserves all the praise he gets for how he's turned Rangers into not just a Scottish football team, into a European football team, mate.
Well said, mate. Well said. Albert?
He's definitely tactically better than Gerrard. There's no doubt about that. But Gerrard's got a big part to play. I mean, Jimmy didn't like the way he left, but I'm going to give him credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? He did build this team. But what Van Bronckhorst has done is his tactics. But Bassey and Lundstrom, he's brought them on, and by bringing them on, he's actually strengthened the team and made the team better. Where Gerrard never had time with Lundstrom. He had him for a quarter of a season, half a season, something like that, and never managed to get the guy to hit the heights. But I didn't actually think Gerrard knew where to actually play him. Van Bronckhorst just seems to know where to play Lundstrom any given time. And the big Bassey, fantastic. A big man is fantastic. And that's helped. It's improved the quality of the team. And that was the most important thing, improving the quality of the team. And they two have certainly done that since they came into the team.
Yeah. Definitely. I think, what we're talking about Gio here, I think in regards to the players he's improved, he's obviously dug Lundstrom out an absolute hole, because as Jimmy's touched on, we all thought if he went away down to Middlesbrough, which was touted, and he went with our best wishes, with a wee pat in the back.
He was stinking. He was stinking.
We wouldn't have cared, wouldn't we have? So, but to turn round and become, he's a colossus, guys. I can't put it any other way. He's been an absolute colossus in the last 6 to 8 weeks in these European runs, and even in the league running. He's just been the main man. We all at one point on here thought it was Jack. It was the midfield enforcer, the general of their midfield, and Jack's been out with injury. We know that, but Lundstrom take the bull by the horns, guys, and you see him in that midfield. He absolutely dominates it, doesn't he? Yeah.
I mean, he's became the player that we wanted him to be. To get him for free, and it's been absolutely brilliant now. But obviously, as we said a couple of months ago, we'd have chased him, and he's probably number one in the team sheet, apart from probably Alan McGregor and James Tavernier and Goldson. But he's a machine, mate. He's just absolutely fearless, and that's what we've been missing in the airport. I've said this for the last couple of seasons, but we've been missing somebody who can dominate the midfield that way. He's not a nasty player. He's a very cultured player. He's a good passer of the ball, can read our game well, off and on the ball, and I think that's what we've been missing. And let's hope that's a long-term relationship that we've got with him now, because he's for the future, mate. I mean, a lot of people think, how old is he? I think he's only 26, 27.
Aye. You're right, 26, mate.
Aye.
Yep. Bill, what do you think of John Lundstrom, mate?
Oh, at the beginning, I was the same as Jimmy. I put my ones up the other week and says I wanted rid of him. I call him a big donkey, you know what I mean? A big Billy Big Boots. And I still stand by that. I was critiquing him on the games I've seen him, game to game. And that's what, I mean, he was winning man of the matches for noting the ball left and right, a couple of yards here and there. I'm going, we didn't bring you in for that and pay you that kind of money, bring you up for the Premiership to note balls like that. I mean, we could get any donkey up here to do that. But now he's showing you what he's worth. Now he's showing you, definitely now, you're worth the money now. Because he's better. He's better than the rest of the midfield. You can see he's better. And he also makes other players better. And that's all we were asking for. He dominates the games. He fills that midfield. He has a shot. I remember wee Fleck saying he thinks he can shoot, but he can't shoot. So I'm going to correct wee Fleck. I mean, I'm not going to take your word for looking at players again, Fleck, because good grief, the big man slotted away 2 or 3 lovely goals this season, important goals as well.
Indeed, mate.
I've changed my mind completely on Lundstrom, and I hope the other ones I don't like, which there's not many of, I hope I change my mind on them, because they all want the Rangers players to be good. We're not trying to make them bad and hoping they're bad. We want them all to be good. Big Bassey is something special, man. He really is. I've got a lot of time for that big boy. I really have. And I hope he gets a contract that's worthy his abilities and his commitment to Rangers. He should, because he's fantastic.
Totally agree with you, mate. And I think if they don't, then there'll be a lot of suitors after that young man, because his versatility, the fact he can play two positions, speaks volumes. Again, it's another Dutch trait. When you go and train in Holland and you're coming through a Dutch programme, they want you to learn two, sometimes three positions, so that you excel in one, but you can also play in another two. So I think that's a bit of the Dutch influence there, which I'm again I'll attribute that to Gio. But we're going to hear from John Lundstrom. Quite a couple of interviews with different players who spoke today. For John Lundstrom, a guy that, in my opinion, now gets who he's playing for.
Aye, definitely, mate. Because at the beginning, I thought he just...
You can see today the media coverage of it is massive. So, no, I think you just got to embrace times like this. They don't come around very often. So, no, just exciting.
And looking back at the run in Europe so far this season, what do you feel has been key?
I think the togetherness is a massive one. I think the other massive one is the manager's tactical awareness in every game. The knockout stages have been unbelievable. I'd say they're the two main points. What the manager's done has been incredible. I don't think you can have much more encouragement to go and win a final. You can write your name in history playing in Europe. It's absolutely huge, and everyone's just raring to go and to get out there and perform.
Aye, superb. As I said, Albert, a guy that seems to get who he's playing for.
I'm sorry about that, guys. I jumped in there and talk. Shows you how professional I am, all right? Don't play me tomorrow night, I'll tell you. I'm no fit. But aye, he's starting to get it. It was no starting to get it. He's got it now. And you need that. You need to understand that we don't tolerate slackers. We don't tolerate people that are not going on the park to win games. We win games, win things. That's what we do. We like the competition, we like the fight, but we're out there to win. We're not out there to come second. We ain't. And this run in Europe has actually proved the old Rangers. I see the old Rangers. I don't know what's happening. I just feel that it's back to the old Rangers now. We're going out to win things now. We're actually on the park and we're going to win things now. So it's fantastic. And Big Lundstrom definitely gets that. He definitely gets that. He likes it as well. That's the most important thing. He likes it.
Jimmy?
All bears right in the fact it's kind of like getting back to basics. I mean, you said yourself, Port Bear. I mean, you look back at the Dick Advocaat era. He liked a lot of his players to play and be able to play in two, maybe three positions, so everybody could adapt in the event of having to change the formation of the team game to game. And that's something I don't think that Steven Gerrard could understand. But definitely Gio does, and that's good. And the players are playing as a team, and it did under Gerrard to a certain point, but sometimes I just thought individually they lacked. But I think now the team is playing, they're gelled well together, and I think we can see that the way he's got the players playing. I mean, Calvin Bassey, we could all debate, is he a better left centre back, or is he a better out and out left back? But I think he can play the two positions quite comfortably. So that's what Gio's done to the team, Port Bear.
I totally agree, mate. I'm going to ask you a question in regards to something I've seen over the last few days. Some of our ex-legends of the club discussing, Seville, etc., and then going on to the fans, basically pleading with the fans to, behave themselves when they're ambassadors of the club. They're representing the club out there. And I've seen a lot of, negativity from our fans in regards to it. Basically saying, we don't need to be told what to do, we will behave ourselves, and who are they to tell us, etc., etc. Do you think it was needed, guys? What's your opinions on it? I don't know if you've seen it, but, what did you, if you did see it, what did you think about it?
I thought it was absolute garbage. I watched a thing with Graham Souness and I didn't count how many times he says behave, but seemingly him and was it Kevin Thompson had said it something like 60 odd times in a couple of minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. There's no need for it. All we're doing is we're just pandering to the ones who want Rangers fans to be misbehaving. And I mean, anybody that lives in Glasgow, in the west of Glasgow, where I live, and saw what happened in George Square and surrounding areas, then they'll see why that. I think that Graham Souness and others are pandering to the media. Just keep your mouth shut and make a comment like, I'm sure the Rangers fans will behave because they're the greatest fans in the world, and leave it at that. But to keep going on and on and on and on about we need to behave, for me it just kind of, I'm not saying it adds fuel to fire, Port Bear, but what I'm thinking is that just don't react to it. Just say, no, Rangers fans will behave, and end of. And I don't think it's over the top for a lot of Rangers fans. I'm in that camp. I think it was unnecessary for Rangers legends and others to come out and say we need to behave here there. That's my feeling on it.
Cool. Albert, did you see any of it?
I've seen Gough, and I've seen. I heard a bit as soon as never heard it all. I think it's a cute move by Rangers, to be honest. Well, I've read the day that they're trying to get ahead of the game. The last time there was any trouble when we won the league, it was Rangers could have done more, and Rangers could have done this, and Rangers could have done that. Middle of a pandemic, you know what I mean? But Rangers were to do all these things. So I think this time what they're actually done, they've got all these players to send that message out. And if the Rangers fans have any brains at all, well, we'll take it to heart. Because what they're trying to do is get ahead of this media before they start slaughtering us. You know what's going to happen if Rangers drops an empty Chris Poke in Seville Street. It's going to be front page news. It's nonsense. We all know it's going to come. We know what they're all waiting for. We know what they want to write. So I think this is just a case of Rangers have took the bull by the horns. It can be pretty condescending. It can be pretty patronising. Of course it can. It sounds that way. But I don't think it's meant that way. I just take it with a pinch of salt. I just take it with, look, guys, just do it right. Come on. There's going to be trouble. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be the odd arguments here, there, and everywhere. No, I mean, that's just the nature of the thing. But as one of the best bit of advice I heard somebody saying, I think it was Club 72, I'm not sure, but I think it was Club 72, saying, look, don't get your camera phones out. Get in and stop it. Break it up. Don't stand back and film it. And I went, that's brilliant advice. That's brilliant. We're all Rangers supporters, and I don't want to see any Rangers supporter fighting with anybody, and especially no the other Rangers supporters. So, from that point of view, I can appreciate what's happening. But if it's meant as a patronising message, well, no, I don't agree with that. Obviously, I don't agree with that, but I don't think it was meant like that.
I think that's what I'm getting from reading a lot of the stuff I do, mate. I think people have found it a bit patronising and annoying, like your mum and dad tell you before you go, don't do this and don't do it and don't do the next thing. But like you, Bear, as well, I get the whole big picture, but we're on the cusp of winning a major European trophy, and what you don't want in the back of that, as Jimmy says, is all the negative, press behind it.
It's coming anyway, Paul. That's the thing. It's coming anyway.
It will, mate. But
Rangers could go in and win this 6-0 and play them up at parts, play some of the best football I've ever seen on planet Earth. No matter. There's no matter. The Daily Record and the Scum Sun, they'll come out with something like Rangers supporter smashed a bottle on the street. It's ridiculous. It's hooliganism. It's this, that, the next thing. We know what's coming, so I don't pay much heed to that. I'm just thinking Rangers are trying to get ahead of the game. I'm hoping that's what it was about. Rangers trying to get ahead of the game, saying, well, what else do you want us to do? Lock them up, no let them go. Keep tickets, say we don't want tickets. Rangers supporters will go and support Rangers no matter where they go in the globe. We all know that, Jimmy, don't we? No matter where we go, they'll be there.
We've all done it. We've travelled the various lengths and breadths of the country and Europe. You're there to get a ticket, even go without a ticket, is 150,000 Rangers fans all day in Seville, they knew. But I mean, it's not so much that I find it patronising, Port. It's just I find it's unnecessary to go and ask these questions when they could give a better answer than they did. To keep saying they need to behave and all that, just say, I'm sure the Rangers fans will behave impeccably. And that's it, end of. Just give that line and that's it. And don't pander to them, And it's disgusting that they're trying to kind of create something that's not there. And look, undoubtedly there may be some sort of skirmish somewhere along the line. That's inevitable, right? We all know that. We've all been there. goodness sake, I've been to Pittodrie and Easter Road many times when I've had to fight my way back to the bus. But that's
true,
just the way it goes, you know. So, but to keep going on and on and on about it, for me, I wouldn't say it's patronising. I say it's unnecessary, that it should just be, well, I'll give you a one-line answer. I think the Rangers fans will behave impeccably and leave it at that.
Right, yeah.
That's my take on it, mate.
Right, well, we'll part that then, guys. We'll get the phone lines open and start getting callers in here and move on to the more positive stuff. If any fans want to discuss the message for the Legends, feel free. I'd like to hear a lot more opinion on it. But let's get the phone lines open, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, when you go, mate.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Wee question, boys. Obviously, we've got quite a wide range of age groups in here tonight. So I want to first of all discuss the current team that went to the final in 2008 and obviously the Barca Bears in 72. How does this team, the current team, differ from the 2008 team and the 1872 team?
Floor's yours, Albert.
Well, the 72 team stands alone at the moment because they won the cup. There's no doubt about that. They stand alone. Now, that is until tomorrow night, because if this team wins when they win the Europa Cup, I think this is going to be the greatest team. I've said all along, they're special, this team. They really are special. They've done things the Barcelona Bears didn't they? They set records. They went through the whole league campaign unbeaten. They set all sorts of defensive records and clean sheet records and all sorts of records. So they've got all that in the bank at the moment. Now they've got us to a final with 19 games played. 19 games counting the final to get there. I mean, the Barcelona Bears didn't do that either. Neither did the team for 2008. The 2008 team gets a bad press. I still say to this day, if Big Cousins hadn't get sent off in the semi-final, we'd have won that game. I've still convinced myself that. I'm probably wrong because I sound like Ray Timmins, you know what I mean? Bringing out videos of getting beaten, you know what I mean? Nonsense, absolute nonsense. but, you know what I'm saying? But I've convinced myself that if Big Cousins was playing that game, we'd have won that game. Probably wrong, but who cares? But still a good team, but a different style of football, a completely different style of football. People called it negative football. I've been watching teams doing it for 50 years, and they get plaudits for it. It's so well organised and low blocks and wow, well set up. What a fantastic way to play. We do it, and it's negative football. So there you go. That's my opinion on it. So at the moment, the 72 team, and the virtue that they've actually won a European trophy, still sit head and shoulders above everybody else at the moment. But that's until tomorrow night.
Jimmy?
I agree with a lot of things that Albert said there, obviously because the 72 team won it. You've got to say that was the best team. 2008 team, for me, that run they had was fantastic. The semi-final against Fiorentina was absolutely wonderful. But this team that could become immortals, you know, I think because of the era that we've all watched football, and I'm fortunate enough to have this is my third European final, unfortunately. I'm not at this one. But I think if you look at the way the football is played nowadays, physically, you would say that this possibly will become the best team ever, because if they go and win it. But I agree with what Albert saying that the 72 team won it. So you've got to put them down as the team that holds that accolade. But that might no longer be the case after tomorrow night, which I think we're all hopeful of the Port. So I would say up until the final whistle tomorrow night, that question is yet to be answered, mate.
Thanks very much, mate. Cheers. I think we'll be joined by a caller. I think we've got Billy coming in for Hamilton. you there, Billy?
Hello?
How you doing, mate? How, Billy?
Hey, Billy.
How you doing?
Aye, how are you?
Good, mate. Good. How's your night? How's your day been?
Nervous.
What do you think, mate? I know you had the question there in regards to the Barca Bears, the 2008 Manchester team, and the current team. What for you? Who's the best run? What's the difference between the teams, etc.?
Well, I was only a wee laddie when it was the Barca Bears. I would say under maybe Walter Smith and that, for like the European run. But on it at this moment, I think that Giovanni van Bronckhorst has got his juice ticking there. Lovely.
Billy, is that your TV? I can hear in the background, mate. But turn that down, mate, please.
Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry.
No worries, bud.
It's actually my phone.
Is that
2v6, please.
Okay.
Right, that's it. They've said it for the last 12. We're going to do this. We will get to the final and we'll win it. I've got a score in my head. I don't want to jinx myself, but we will. We'll do this. And I'm just so happy that we've got this far. Hello?
I'm just listening to you. When you go, mate.
There you go, pal. Keep going.
I'm just as happy that we've got this far. And we can do it. We will do it.
Can I ask the three years, who's been the standout players for you in this run so far, Albert?
Gregor, Tavernier, Golson, Barisic, Bassi, Lundstrom, wee Alfie when he was playing, Ken, the usual pretenders, no? I mean, they're all there. I mean, you could grade through Kamara for scoring that goal in the semis. What a thing of beauty, an absolute thing of beauty, by the way. Yeah. I'm thinking of getting that framed and putting up in my living room if she'll let me. I don't think she will let me, but I'm going to try it.
Your fireplace wall.
Oh, aye, definitely. Or get somebody to paint a big fresco in the plaster work. No, I mean, but anyway, aye. So it's hard. It's hard, isn't it? Because they've all played their part, and it's difficult to pick out and leave anybody out. Put it that way. It's really difficult to leave anybody out. So I would just say the full squad that's been used, honestly, because I wouldn't like to offend any of them because they've all done their bit. And
so true. Every one of them that's been involved has been amazing. They played for their team. They played for their jersey. I've got my Rangers flag out my window now. I'm in Hamilton, not in Easterhouse. I was staying in Hamilton until Thursday. And see, when we win this, as I always said we would, I just had that feeling, we're going to do this. We are going to do this. And it's what an achievement. What an achievement.
What do you think, Jimmy? Sorry about it. Jimmy, who do you think's been real standouts, or do you think, again, I think you touched on it earlier on, is this a team not of individuals, a team that gel and work for each other, hunting packs? Is this a good team, Jimmy?
It's a good team. It's not just a team of individual brilliance. Some of the performances, some of the goals that Kamara and things like that. Some of the goals that Alfie scored, and you can get away back to the Kamara Roof Wonder goal, for the halfway line. Things like that. But collectively, they've been a team together, and there's been some absolutely brilliant individual performances. And if I had to pick out a standout, I still stand by Calvin Bassey for me. I think he's a fantastic player, and he's come on leaps and bounds since Gio came. So, as Albert said, it's hard to just pick out one. I know I've picked Bassey out there, Port, but collectively they've been brilliant together. Individually, some of them have been brilliant, but for me, I think Calvin Bassey's been a right standout, mate.
Yep,
I agree. He's been top notch and ever growing under Giovanni van Bronckhorst, and his teammates are obviously bringing him on as well. Billy, did you see any of media stuff done by the ex-players in regards to him. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
I actually thought they were demeaning our fans. As I say, I was in Glasgow on Saturday, and I know there was damage done to George Square and whatnot with so-called fans. I'm not saying Rangers fans. Last year.
Yep.
But there was also damage. They broke into a toll booth. There were umpteen incidents and whatnot. And I just think it's actual hypocrisy between the SNP and the Scottish Government and whatnot towards our fans, who are the best in the world, to be honest.
Right, I think I've been joined by Robert for the Port. Are you in, Robert?
Right.
How you doing, pal?
How you doing, mate? How you feeling?
Yourselves?
How's the nerves? Good, mate, good.
Nerves are starting to kick in, but absolute buzzing. Overall buzzing all week. But nerves are starting to kick in, just listening to yourselves talking about it and what potentially could happen in the next 24 hours. It's just going to be absolutely fantastic to watch.
What's the build-up been for you, Robert, this week? What's how's it been with the family, the kids, etc.? Is it, is the party getting organised? Is everybody excited in the household?
I've had the songs on, the wee man's been running about dancing, going nuts every time he hears a John Lundstram song. So, in full swing, get the bunting ready to go up and show these Port ones how to throw a party properly.
I'm a noob, so my match is a Celtic supporter. What can I do? I'll never change my colour. I'll never change my religion. I've got a Rangers badge up on my window now. It's pointing there to the people that shouted yes when the last European game, when they equalised, and then these lights went off, and I said so much happened. The Rangers scored to make it 3-2. So that's up on the window right now. I'll get the bunting out tomorrow night when we win it, and I'm going to rip it right through them, because we're going to do this, guys. We are going to do this.
What would this mean, Jimmy? Can I come to you here? What would this mean to Rangers and the Scottish League as a whole when Rangers bring this home tomorrow? What does it say about the monumental?
Only says one thing for me, Port, and it's Rangers. I'm a bit peed off by all this. It's good for Scottish football. Scottish football didn't want us in 2012.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing all sorts of things. I don't buy paper, so I read his own on the net and things like that, and Facebook. And I'm actually sick to the back teeth of saying this is great for Scottish football, and it's coming from people who wanted riddies like Doncaster, people like that who are saying it's fantastic for Scottish football. They might have that mantra, but for me it's great for Glasgow Rangers, because they didn't want us. They just didn't want us to be put down to the lower leagues, Port. They wanted us expelled altogether, because that had suited the way they wanted Scottish football to go forward. So for me, it's for Rangers. Me, you, Robert, Billy, everybody is all good blue noses, and all the guys and gals in the radio lobby. It's for Rangers, no MD else. And I've always thought like that. When I go to see Rangers, that it's for Rangers. The Scottish plaudits don't mean anything to me, so they know where they can stick that where the sun doesn't shine. So for Scotland, I don't care. For Rangers going forward, it's absolutely fantastic.
100%, mate.
I'll rephrase that then. So, what does it mean to Rangers, prestige-wise, Albert? Where does this take us? For me, it takes us into stratosphere, but what's your thoughts, mate?
Well, first of all, let me underline what Jimmy said there. I'm 100% with Jimmy. 100% there, mate. Prestige for Rangers. Rangers are known worldwide. They've always been known worldwide. For 150 years they've been known worldwide. Doesn't matter what anybody up here says. They're known all over the world, and they've always been known all over the world. But to win this, nowadays it's all about finances, but it's more than finances for us, because this sorts our club out. This brings us right back in. We are the number one club in Scotland. I think we're number one club in the world right enough, but first of all, Scotland. number one club in Scotland now, and that's without a shadow of a doubt. So, for that point of view, also helps us attract investment and attract players. It's wonderful, man. It's absolutely wonderful, and we don't even need to win it to maintain this. Let's get that straight.
No, yeah.
Winning it is the icing's on the cake. If we win it, that's the icing. And I'm with Robert. I definitely think we'll win it. I don't think we'll no win it. Or Billy, sorry. We'll definitely win it. So, it means a lot, mate. It really does mean a lot.
Robert?
Aye, it's for me, it's actually up there as the pinnacle of our history, mate. Obviously, we've got successful periods of time throughout 150 years, but for me personally, it's right at the top. You can't tell this story without telling the journey that we've been on in the past 10 years, or even going back to Manchester 2008, 14 years ago. You can't just say in 2022 Rangers got to the European Cup final. You need to go back and tell the story, and that's what's, for me, makes this the top of the lot. The journey we've been on, and like Jimmy, nobody stood by us. Nobody wanted us. Rangers we stood by, fans, managers, players, and that's what I'm on ice for. Every single one of them that's been on that journey to get us back to where we are now, and this is where we belong. Top of European football, the glamour ties. This is the peak. This is what Rangers Football Club is all about for me.
See, Port, we know that when we win it tomorrow night, we know what the debate's going to be about whether it was better than that one, I know, but they know that the end thing is it's going to be 2-1 for us, mate. 2 European trophies to their one. No, 2-1. Never mind what was better and what wasn't better. It's 2-1 to us, and they don't like that, and that's what sticks in their throat. And unfortunately, and I don't have the other persuasion friends. I call them acquaintances, right? Because I wouldn't give half from the time of the day, but they're all right for talking to. They're walking with a dog, right? Hope the dog shits in their feet, pisses on them. That. Excuse my French, but the fact of the matter is, you can see the hurt in their eyes. They don't want this to happen, and for anybody to turn around and say this is for Scottish football, they know what they can do. They can stick it. It's for, as Billy said there, Robert, this is for all us guys who, since 2012, stuck by the club, standing at the hedge at Brecon City, getting beat against rubbish teams, played against Peterhead in the old Ramsden Cup and things like that. But we fouled Hampden. It's for us and nobody else. And they can do what they want. They are all sick. But we need to make sure we win it tomorrow, guys. And I think we will. I'm not going to win it. I think we'll win it, mate. I think
we're going to win it. And I'll tell you something. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, pal, on you go.
I'll tell you something now. I'll be back in Glasgow on Thursday. And I'll be fucking loving it.
Hey,
because see what the prize colours will be doing. But can I say one last thing? Giant, you'll get Nicola Sturgeon on TV congratulating the Rangers.
I particularly myself, mate. I don't really care.
I'll be voting no anyway. You're the best fellow Bears, and I'll phone you tomorrow night once we win this, lads.
Good night, brother. See you later on.
Right, thank you.
Mate. Cheers.
Can I just jump in, Port? I saw an interesting interview tonight on the telly, and I don't know if any of you's picked up on it, right? And it was an interesting and fascinating interview, and it only lasted about 3 minutes. It was actually the son of the family who were the interpreters for Jock Wallace when he was the manager of Seville in 1986-87 season.
Right.
Now there's a great connection. Jock Wallace was the manager of Seville for one season, and he said it's probably the only Spanish family who are going to support Rangers tomorrow night. All these wee things might not mean it, but for me that means a lot. Jock Wallace, what a man. He was a manager of Seville. Rangers are playing tomorrow on our 150th anniversary. Brilliant stuff, mate. It's there for us. Everything's all falling into place. I'll need to go and have a drink. I'll need to get this iron brutes. Make me high.
I'll tell you, if you think back to the Barca Bears, mean, they've carried the mantle for 50 years. Jimmy and Albert will vouch for this. But in my opinion, it's time for this squad to have their own legacy for themselves, for the club, and be their own heroes. Become the new heroes of this club. How far has Rangers came since, the dark days? And what do you think it means to fans to be finally again back at the top of Scottish and, European football? Albert?
It means everything. It's just simple as that, mate. It just means everything. I'm so happy for all the young girls. I really am. They're seeing something that took me and Jimmy years to see. and then they're getting it young, and they deserve it. Not the young fans at Ibrox, but creating the atmosphere. They all deserve it because they played a huge part in this. By the way, let's no kid ourselves on. The home games at Ibrox are something to behold. They've set the world of football alight, by the way, because everybody around the world is talking about it. It's unbelievable, the greatest atmosphere that's ever been. Some people are saying, who's to argue with that? Who's to argue with it? But anyway, so I'm glad for all them. I'm glad for them. And to get back to what you say, it just means the world. It really does, mate.
Jimmy?
I mean, it means the world to us all. Being proud to 1972 at 16 years of age, being there and seeing that was absolutely breathtaking for me at that age. Especially it was only a year after what happened in the 2nd of January 1971. And then I went to wait all the many years again to see Rangers compete in a European final. And what it means, it's proud and going forward for Rangers. And like Albert said, I mean, my boys were only 12 and 9 in 2008. And although they're blue noses and through and through, but to be able to now see what's happening here now as adults now is absolutely fantastic. And it means the world, And I know I'll fill up tomorrow night again as I did in the semi-final. I'm still bribing my wife with all sorts of stuff not to put the videos on Facebook because I'm like a 2-year-old bubbling. But that's what happens. That's what Rangers do to you, And no doubt tomorrow night I'll do the same. Same as all you guys, Don't be embarrassed to say that you sat and great when Rangers won a trophy because what they did to us in 2012 hurt us so bad. And it's a release now. They don't want us, and the song says they don't like us, we don't care. Well, they'll not like us much tomorrow night once we win that trophy, mate.
Robert?
I don't think you could ever imagine we'd be in this situation 10 years ago, mate. I don't think any loyal Rangers fan, die hard as they might think, would say, in 10 years' time we'll be in a European final. I personally never thought it. And like I said, it's remarkable, it's unbelievable, it's Hollywood stuff, the whole journey, the story. You could make a movie out of this. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And Derek Johnson said it earlier on, they've been carrying their legacy for 50 years. Tomorrow night, these players have got the chance to do it until the next team do it. And hopefully it's not another 50 years. Hopefully this is a benchmark and we get in, like Albert said earlier on, the finances that come with this is unreal. The attraction, the players that we can get in, and it's a brilliant time. The dark days are in the past. These are bright futures ahead of us, and tomorrow night could really, really kickstart it. And it's going to be an emotional one as well. I agree with Jimmy. It's going to be really, really emotional.
I'm going to go back to the team, guys. I'm going to ask you your opinion on starting lineups for Rangers, because obviously it's been with Giovanni and Rangers told us that that's Kamal Roof now fit. I'm going to start on him. Kamal Roof, does he start, guys, for yous, or do you use him as a sub? And I want to know why. What's your thoughts on who you'd play in that position if you're not going to start them? I'll go to Jimmy first, please.
Well, I was going to leave my team after the tune, but I'll give you the team I'm wanting. McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Bassey, Barisic, Kamara, Lundstrom, Jack, Wright, Aribo and Kent. Roof would get on the subs bench for me in place of Diallo or King. I think you'll probably substitute Roof with King. I don't think King might not get on the bench. Roof for me I don't think he's fit enough to start, but I think to possibly come on second half or whatever, Port, I don't think he's ready just to start. So I don't think he should take the chance. A lot of people are shouting for Aaron Ramsey to be good a go, but I wouldn't give him a go either. But for me, talking about Roof, I don't think he's ready for a starting at the game, Paul. I think that he's got to keep him on the bench as a reserve. He's had 1.5 days training. I don't think that's enough for a major final. So that's my reason for it. Only for that reason. If he'd had a full game before that, or even a half a game, I'd maybe say that he looks as if he could be sharp enough to start. But for me, it's a sub bench, mate.
Albert?
Roof, no. Ramsey, no. And I'll tell you why. Sentimentality. Bin sentimentality. We've done this before in cup finals, and we've got caught short with it. If they can't last 90 minutes, neither the two of them, they're on the bench at best. At best, on the bench. So, no for me, mate. You've got to prove, and they had 3 games to prove it, the two of them, they could last 90 minutes. Ramsey didn't prove it, and Ruth didn't even start any of them. So, no for me. And I'm really concerned about Jack and I, to be honest with you, to be fair, mate. I can't say it with they two, no say it about Jack. I don't think Jack's fit enough either.
Robert, what's your thoughts, mate?
I'm always a kind of believer if the bench are fit to start, but I'm going to go back myself on this one and say that Ruth for me starts on the bench. Simply because my team is the exact same as what Jimmy said. It's the exact same lineup I would have picked. And my reason is these boys got us to this final through the semi-final. We've missed Ruth and Morelos the past few weeks, and we've managed to foot them. We've looked really good. It's and I don't think Frankfurt will know how we'll really set up as well. Whereas if we do go with a striker, they're not saying they're predictable, but they're less likely to be surprised by the way we'd set up if it's a free of right Kent Aribo, because they can all interchange and link. One of them can drop in and make a back 3 or a back 5. There's so much depth and dynamics that we can do with our squad that for me, Roof starts on the bench. If he needs to come on, he can come on. But let's trust the player that got us here and let's give him a chance to show what he can do in the grand stage.
So does that further show for Gaffer has been absolutely a genius yet again? Because when we've lost our 2 main target men, strikers, number 9s, whatever you want to call them, he stepped forward again and we're twisting and tweaking a few wee bits of the formation. It's almost like we're playing like a mini Man City in it without a striker, again a false 9. And Gio's got us, through a semi-final and into a final, again without a recognised striker. Does this further again prove that our Gaffer is tactically totally aware, Jimmy?
I said that before, mate. I've said that I like the way that he can change a game during game time, and he's proved that. Dick Advocaat done it every other week, and that's the way. I mean, don't be surprised if he does the same as he does against Leipzig and goes with 3 at the back to start halfway. That's a possibility he'll do that. But see, you try to explain to somebody what a false 9 is, and they don't understand, what a false 9 is. I mean, Aribo isn't a number 9, isn't it? We all know that. So is that what you would term as a false 9? Possibly. But the Gaffer knows how he wants that to play, and the team have adapted to that. And that is good to see, because I don't think anything looks out of place. Everybody's given instruction. You can see it coming for Gio. I've got a pal who sits behind the dugout, and he sees the way that Gio's trying to run the team, and he says it's very clever. He's using his finger 3, 3, 2, 5. He's telling them where to move in, and the team's doing that. The false 9 for me, I think it's a bit of a fallacy, the false 9. I think that whoever plays up front will do their best to maintain that position during game time, and there'll be others helping to supplement it. Can I just say, I agree with, I think it was Albert said about Jack. I'm a wee bit concerned sometimes with Jack, but that would be my middle 3, Jack, Lundstram and Kamara. I definitely still have Jack in there. I think he offers us a lot along with Lundstram and Kamara. So we'll see how that pans out. But I think it was Billy that said it's still in there. I think it is. The team that I picked was the team that he started halfway in against Leipzig at Ibrox. I would go with that same team, and I would never start with Roof. And I'm just hoping that when Roof's in, I know Diallo scored. I know I'm kind of digressing here, but that Diallo scored a couple of goals there and that. But for me, I still think he's a coward. I'd rather see King get a medal than Diallo. But I know there's 40 medals given out, so they can give it whoever they want. So Alfie will get a medal anyway. Roof will probably step in for Diallo or King as substitute. It'll be interesting to see if Roof does make an appearance in the second half. Port, how that changes the way we're playing, depending if we're winning or whatever, which I think we will be.
Well, what do you think of Gio? Do you think that again he's showing his tactical nous? You know how he can change it, a flick of a hat, you know, and prove that when somebody's injured or things need changed, he's adaptable.
I agree, mate. I recall going back to the Dortmund game, sitting watching it, Dortmund away, and I turned to the missus and said, "We're playing a back three here," and it took me by surprise because from growing up, I've always known Rangers to play with a back four. I've never known them to go a 3 or a 5. And I'm like, we've got a back three in the Europa League against Dortmund, and we're cruising it. It's just a game when we played Leipzig, we started with a 5, and everybody thought it was going to be a 4. Practically, he's got everything spot on. Absolute perfection in Europe. Obviously, league form was different, but that's a different subject. But in terms of European football, he's learned from the players, and the players have learned from him. And it's went hand in hand, and it's worked brilliantly. Obviously, we're in the final, which proves that, and we deserve to be, because we've been unbelievable at times. Some of the football on show, the quick passing and the way they see the Dutch kind of side coming through and playing the wide boys, keeping them out wide, rather than having to drop in and cut inside and all that kind of thing. It's just totally different from the way Gerrard played. Gerrard didn't have a plan B or a plan C. Even after the game against Dortmund, Gio had said, this is plan C. He went from plan A to plan C and just skipped B. Gerrard had none of that. So for me, tactically, Gio's a better manager. And obviously, I give my credits to Gerrard as well. I still believe it's 90% his team that's in that mould. Obviously, there's been a few transfers that Gio's brought in, but your starting 11 is predominantly all players that were brought in or were there under Gerrard. So credit goes to him for building the kind of foundations, and Gio's continued it. But for me, Gio's a better tactician.
And finally, Albert, Gio's changed obviously, but things have went, injuries and stuff.
Well, the talking about Gio, I think he's definitely a better technician. There's no doubt about that. He needs great credit, but the players also need great credit as well, because they're the ones that have to carry it out. So I mean, what he's wanting them to do. So they're showing great versatility and understanding of what the system is, and that's different from what Gerrard was doing. The false nine, and the false nines mean is anybody can play through the middle. They all interchange, and anybody can play through the middle. So you take it as you see it when you're going forward. So that's what that means. It's a big, highfalutin name for something pretty simple. No, I mean it's not that difficult. But I like what the players are doing themselves. The players are taking this on board. It's Gio's idea, and his coaching staff, obviously. The tactics are. But the players have got, as I said, the players have got to carry it out. They're the ones that's got to execute it, and they're doing it to the letter. Excellent, mate. And it's so far so good. Excellent.
Right, that's half time, boys. Time to go for a tune.
We will
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Welcome back, boys. Welcome back. I think all our troops are away in Seville, Jimmy. All bear and Robert.
So,
I think they're all away.
Yeah,
hey,
they're all on duty.
Aye, I'm getting plenty of texts with my friends and my for Partick and Drum Chapel and that, and then I'm also getting for my friends on Rangers Radio, and I'm telling you, don't talk to me when you come back, you shower of, you know what. No, all kidding aside, I'm jealous. I want to be there. But can I ask you guys a question, right? Because obviously we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow night, depending on who phones in and things like that and that. But so I know you're thinking you're the boss tonight, Port. So I'm going to ask you, and then we'll pull it round to everybody then that wants to call in. How is your day going to be tomorrow? Where are you going to be and how are you going to celebrate it?
Well, after my feathers sort of outburst yesterday morning, I spoke about yesterday in the show. I was telling you before the show tonight.
Yeah. I
promised him we'd have a family day, so all the family are coming to my house for drink, edibles, and a right good party, mate. A right good party because I, Dave, like you guys, I'm not cocky, not arrogant, but I'm confident that this side, this team, this amazing team, are going to go in that final step and go and get that final and win that trophy with my dad and my family, mate. And I can't think of a better way to spend it. I would love to be over there. I would love to be over there, Jim. I really would. But if I can't be there, the next thing for me is to be with my family, my friends, in front of my big telly and give it loudy.
Yeah, good. See AK's in.
Yep. How you doing, Alec? Is Alec doing a bridge? Or is Alec disguised as bridge?
What about you, all, Bear? What's your day? How your day? You your day planned?
I am having a duvet day, mate, and I've bought a brand new duster. I'm going to polish my tins of beer, waiting for the pickup.
I might have known. Aye. Is Billy still there, aye?
No, he's away, mate.
Robert, you away now?
No, Robert's in.
Robert, what about you, pal? What's your day planned? What have you got planned for tomorrow?
Get the kids to bed early as I can, get to bed and sit and watch this, soak it all in, and then once the final goes, probably range up having a party, and I'm going to apologise for it. Let them witness it. Let them see this historical moment. I'm not being cocky, but you get kind of confidence. And listen, although it's probably in a false position, like Port Bear said earlier on, they've beat better opposition. They've beat the gym position. They've beat Barcelona. They deserve to be in the final as well. But the semi-football we've been on this season in Europe's been remarkable. So, beer beats football.
Aye, great, Robert. I'm going to go discuss Ryan Kent and Joe Rebo, guys, who for me, if Kent plays, if Kent shows up and Kent shines and Rebo shines, I think these two guys are match winners for me. Ryan Kent seems to, a bit like Alfredo, it seems to be his tournament, the Europa Cup. What's your thoughts on Ryan Kent and Joe Rebo, guys? Jimmy?
Aye, we know what Ryan Kent's capable of. You know, sometimes, I agree with what the Mackay said, the assistant manager. Sometimes the circus ball and the Hollywood shots and all that, you've got to try and beat a player and then look to pass it, but sometimes I think he over-eggs it, and I get a wee bit piddled off of that.
Here, Jimmy. We've been joined by one of the stars of Rangers Radio, live from Seville, I believe. How you doing, Gary?
Oh, somebody's went and put a video in.
Where Alec Kelly? Look at him. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Oh, hang on. Phone me back.
How you doing, Gary, mate? Rudely
Very well, Port. Thanks for letting us on tonight, mate. I know you're very busy tonight and that. I'm actually, we're in Faro, Port. We're staying in Faro and we're travelling into Seville in the morning. But mate, it's probably just as busy as Seville. When we landed, our taxi driver said to us that tomorrow in Faro itself, that all buses are fully booked, all taxis are fully booked, and all trains are fully booked to go to Seville. So that is this kind of situation in Albufeira, Faro now. So it's crazy. Atmosphere Port is just, I mean, the travel of the day. We travelled from Glasgow to Brussels, hundreds of bears on that flight, and then a connecting flight to Faro for there. And by the way, I met a couple of Frankfurt fans and that, really good spirits and stuff like that. No bother or anything like that going on, all friendly atmosphere. And the locals are kind of embracing it. I think they're actually quite happy with the income that's been created, Port, just with obviously what's happened there, the COVID situation and stuff like that.
Yeah. And what's the atmosphere like, Gary, amongst fans? What's the Rangers fans like? Are they jovial? You know, are they up for it? Is a sense of, you know,
big belief,
it's coming home? Yep.
Aye, big belief in every fan that you've kind of spoke to. I don't think we're getting overconfident, Port. I think the teams took us to a place that we probably didn't believe we could get to, but I think now that we're here, certainly for the guys I spoke to during the day with travelling and stuff like that, it's all positive vibes. And I think, again, as long as the team turn up and do what they've been doing through this competition, we'll be fine, mate. We'll be absolutely fine.
Gary, I was asking the boys earlier on, just before you go, mate, like on your fantastic evening, who for you could be the match winners tomorrow? Who are you looking to be excited by?
Well, big news today for me was Kemar Roof being fit and available. Whether he gets the full 90 is another thing, but I think he's got to be pivotal for us. The guy knows how to score, and I think if we just create chances for him tomorrow, he'll be one of the most important players, I think, for us. And the next one will be our captain, James Tavernier, mate. I think he's hungry for it. He wants to make himself an absolute legend in the club. And I mean, he's top goal scorer, and I think he's actually hungry to keep a hold of that in the competition tomorrow. So, aye, mate, I think it's going to be they two for me tomorrow. Obviously, there'll be probably an unsung hero as well, but for me, I think they two players, if they're involved and they produce the performance they produced in this competition, then I think we're in for a fantastic evening, mate.
And are you starting with Gary as a coming on?
I think I would just start him, mate. I would get him involved, get us ahead of the game, get us the goals that we need to get in front, and then obviously, hopefully, manage the game. Port. That's the way I would like to see it. But as I'm aware, tomorrow it's going to be a tough test with the temperatures tomorrow. It's going to be rising to about 35 degrees here in Seville. Yeah. So that's going to be a tough test for the team as well, because obviously we're not used to the kind of temperatures.
You make sure you've got a high factor on, mate. You make sure you've got a high factor on.
High factor and a hat and having plenty of water and all the rest of it, mate. I've had the text messages from Mum to make sure I'm safe and well for tomorrow.
Superb, mate.
So, but thanks for having us on, and like I say, just have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the match tomorrow, boys, and like I say, we'll speak to you when we get back, alright?
Thanks very much, Gary. You bring that home, son, alright?
Cheers, Port. Have a great night.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
You too, mate. Good night.
Bye.
I think we'll be joined by Alex Kelly as well. How we doing, Alec?
Good evening, Port Bert, JFK, Albert.
How you doing, Al?
I'm fine, boys. He's got me with my shed in there. Sorry about that. You don't need to worry about that, Port.
No. So, how are you, Alec? How's your day been? How's the nerves? What's your feeling so far, mate?
Nerves, tension, everything. I was working the day, pal. I decided to work the Monday and Tuesday, but I'm off the rest of the week, so I'm in battle fever mode. just poured myself there a wee vodka, and that's me gunning and ready to go.
Andy's a bad influence on you, mate, I think.
Aye. I've certainly upped his alcohol intake. I've got to know him.
Alec, I was asking the boys earlier on the call, I don't know if you're listening earlier on, in terms of, the Barcelona Bears 2008 team and the current team. Where's the big differences for you, and how special is this current team?
I would answer it with one word, particularly between the 2008 team and this team: belief. For me, I think these guys believe they're going to win. And Southside said last week the goal differences that were scored in the knockout stages between the 2008 team in comparison to this team is stand alone. We only scored 5 goals in the knockout games in the run to Manchester. We've scored 16 so far, so I think teams fear us. I think we've got a genuine threat, to punish them. And the fact that we've took out 2 German high-rate teams already, Eintracht Frankfurt will be very, very wary of us. So there'll no dismisses the way, another team might possibly do it because we're Scottish League and because, we've not been to this latter stage for so many years. We're a genuine threat, and I believe we're going to win this now. Honestly, every game I've been quite pessimistic, to be honest with you, because I know how good all these other teams are, because I watch a lot of European football, so I know their threats. And Rangers have surprised me every single round, and I've watched a lot of German football over the years. Eintracht Frankfurt do offer a threat, but they also concede a lot of goals, and I think we can punish them.
JFK?
How you doing, Alec? I agree 100%, Alex. I mean, I'm not going to use the word overconfidence, but I've watched two flies playing football in the ball because I just love my football. But obviously, my Rangers is my first love. I've watched a lot of the German football, and they concede a lot of goals. But there will be dangers at the one-game final, so we've got to be wary of that. But it's no overconfidence for me. I just think that the way we're playing, we're a good team. And let's make no bones about that. Too many people are kind of saying that, we're there in merit, but that make them favourites. Who cares who's favourites? We go out and play the way we know we can play, Port, and we'll win it. And we'll win it comfortably. I'm going for a 2-0 tomorrow night. I think that we're more than capable of beating this team with that scoreline. And I don't have any fear of them because I know that we're a good team. In Europe, we're invincible now. There's no other word for it. We're since the first 2 games when we think everybody thought Europe's not happening for us this season, and then we just blitzed it for there, mate. Some of the teams were blew away, and I mean blew away. The Dortmund night was fantastic. There. Whoever thought that would happen in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. So for me, deservedly there, and I think 2-0 for me. And that might be doing them a favour because I think we're a fantastic football team in Europe.
Well said, mate. I think we'll be joined by Andy for Leeds. How are we doing, Andy?
Good evening, chaps. Good wee show going on there, right enough. I was quite calm, but I'm climbing the walls now. I had the fridge full up with Marathi. I had a bottle of vodka there. I thought I'll just have a wee snifter of that. I like to go down and get another one in the morning by the time I finish with you guys. I've got my old man sat there on the mantelpiece along with my bro, and I'm ready to go. She's sitting up the stair till I tell her to come down tomorrow night if we've won. Then I'll let her down in the room, and then we'll party. I think it's a 50-50 myself. They've knocked out good teams as well. I think if we go at them, they come at us, and the looks on our side, I think we will get it. I've got 3-2 in my mind, and Jack's going to get the winner.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. Can I ask you the same question I've asked the boys, Andy? In terms of the Barcelona Bears, the 2008 Manchester team, and our current squad, how special is it the run that this current squad has been on in comparison to Barcelona Bears and the Manchester team?
Well, you've got to slightly. I think we had a better squad, better players.
in 2008, but what was done is in that particular season, I think we were running on empty, played it more defensively to get through, of which we did. Got through with a no-ball penalty in the end there, right enough. This team seems to have a will to attack and go for it. It seems to have bonded of late, would say possibly. I think they really bonded as a team. I don't know if any agree with me when we got beaten in at Ibrox. Something just seemed to click with them. They've gone on such a run, the belief in each other, losing players or important players that we thought at the time. The other players have come in and stood up, so it's a total team effort. I think you have one of them now, you hit them all. So I think there is the difference. The main difference about 1970 projects, so that'll always be brilliant for me. But no, look, I'm feeling good. I'm climbing the walls a bit now, right enough. If I'm going to get any time off at all, right enough, I would have liked to just sort of relax into it, right enough. But having said that, right enough, the old phones, you keep looking at the videos and that, and I suppose working a bit, I'll pass the time already enough for it to, get there and then off we go. I just hope everybody out there enjoys themselves all the same. I think we all get it. We all know what we're feeling. It's hard to explain at times, but we know where we're at, don't we? And if we just go for it. There's a determination about them, and if there's any fortune for us this time, it'll come back in where it belongs. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And then it's on to the Scottish Cup final, and if we win that one, at the end of the season, that could be it.
I take it, Andy, you don't want any tips from me about the results now?
Not at all. No, not at all. I'm going. Kiki is one in the feed right enough. He said there was a good price on 4-3 for Rangers right enough. I took him. I went 3-1, 3-2, 3-0, and I took him. I'm sure I took him at 4-2, but I was a bit pushed at the weekend, so I can't mind what I put on. I'll let you check it, but I think I'm going to have a look at that. Tavernier 2 goals at any time in the game, right enough. I think it was a 33-1 the last 15, so I might just have a wee stab at that, right enough. You never know. Get a penalty and his way runs up that track. A couple of goals could be on for him. He seems to have a real determination about him, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. I'm going to touch on something that Albert has said for months on this show about this team, and he said months ago, before. The run probably before the run even started in Europe, and we got to the heights where we are under Gio. Albert rightly said, and I can say that now because obviously I didn't realise what he was talking about back then. But he said they were a special team, and now as it's unfolded, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a special, big word T-E-A-M. They're a cracking team, guys, not individuals. We've lost big important players. And the guys that have come in have more than filled their boots. And as Andy added to it and added to it as well, they fight for each other. They get it. How special is this team? Albert, you're the guy that said it, mate. Best one to come to.
Well, I mean, the win this cup tomorrow night, by the way, you just chisel their name on the walls of Ibrox. Basically, that's what you'll need to do, because the record this team has set, and they won the 55 and all that, and now they won a Europa League. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. They're doing things that I've never seen in my lifetime. That's how special they are. And they deserve all the plaudits. They really do deserve all the plaudits. And by the way, if we can keep them together, the majority, they'll go on to do better things again. They're not finished yet. Not by a long shot, they're not finished yet. This team is capable of magic things, really magic things. And they're proving it, guys. They're just they're in the European Cup final, a Europa Cup final, a European final. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable against all the odds. And they'll keep on proving people right.
Robert, special team? Robert away. Jimmy, special team, mate?
Oh, of course it's a special team. I mean, you can't take it away from what the team's done this season. I mean, a lot of people writ us off at the very, very start. Probably some of us did as well with the first 2 results we got. But that's a special team, mate. You can see the players that's playing and how they're playing and how they've come on in leaps and bounds under Gio. So that's a really special team, and they'll become legends tomorrow night, mate. become real Rangers. Legends is a big word. A lot of players carry on their back, but that's because they are legends. But they will become Rangers legends tomorrow. 150 years, my God. Europa League champions.
Special teammate.
I'm going to go a wee bit against the grind, I'm afraid, guys, because for me, the bread and butter domestic success, they've underperformed this team. One trophy in 11, we can't, shirk that. That's not good enough for our club. But listen, on the verge of history, if we win that Europa League and we finish up with a cup, I'm wanting to be winning. I thought we should have won a treble last year, and we shouldn't have made it so easy for that Postecoglou to come in and win a double this year in his first season. So, special, they're on the verge of specialness, definitely. But I think it's about time we started imprinting ourselves on domestic honours again, because they're catching us up now with league titles and stuff like that. It's about time we started, filling the jerseys and showing the rest of the Scottish football who the best team in Scotland is. So, for me, I'll sit in the fence as regarding the special team part of it.
Andy Leeds?
Yeah, well, Alec knows I agree the same what he said about the Scottish side here, right enough. I think we're a special team in Europe at the moment, couple with.
I think Andy's wife's cut him off, guys.
We lost Andy. That'll be
his wife's come down the stair.
Can I come in there and Paul?
Yep.
I'm not 100% disagreeing with Alex and Andy, but this is a once in a lifetime thing. I can understand the bread and butter, Alex, the Premier League, but the Premier League will be there next season. But we have got a chance here to make history, our own history, nobody else's but Rangers history. And I know what you're saying about concentrating the league, that's my bread and butter, but what a chance we've got to win a European trophy. We're through the league away, we all know that, but my goodness, let's savour this and then go into next season. Imagine going into next season as Europa League champions, going to play Liverpool or Real Madrid in the Super Cup and possibly beat one of the two and go and play in the World Club Championship. It's mind-boggling. So the league will take care of itself. For me, I'm in the age of thinking I would never thought for 2008 this will not happen again. And then 2012 came and I thought, no, I'll need to live to my about 200 to see Rangers ever get into a European final again. And 14 years later, here we are again. We need to grasp it with both hands and cuddle it and savour it and become Europa League champions. So the league for me takes a back seat at this moment, mate. But it's still there for us to win next season.
Totally get that and respect your point of view.
Thank you, my friend. Boys, so my opinions.
Yeah, and that's good. That's what it's all about.
Good, healthy debate. I think we've been joined by Blue Horizon. You in Blue Horizon? Oh yeah. Aye. In regards to what Alec was saying domestically, I think Alec, I'm not going to sit in the fence here. I think domestically the league will always be there, and I get what you're saying in regards to, they're catching up, with league titles, etc., and domestic trophies.
I'm new.
Is that you, Blue Horizon?
Yeah, Blue, yeah.
Hello?
Hello, mate, you in?
We hear you, pal.
All right, that's me in now. I was just calling in with my team.
Right, on you go, mate. Floor's yours. On you go.
First and foremost, I've still got a rotten memory, right? So it might already been mentioned.
You still wrote it, didn't you?
McGregor in goal, Carl, Goldson, Bassey, Barisic. Midfield, Lundstrom in the centre, Jack to the right, Kamara to the left. Kent, further forward on the left, the right further forward on the right. Both were able to shuttle back and forward. And Arrivo in that kind of ball I don't know, what, number 10 or whatever they call it now. Yeah. I'd have loved it to be in Roof, but someone said the other night there, Roof takes a few games to get himself up to speed. And he's not been playing, so he'd probably go on and not be that good. But he might be a good impact player. Same as we, Sakala, and perhaps Ramsey, although he's no dead fond of Ramsey, because he's not really a Rangers player, is he? He's just he's a kind of bit piece. But if he comes on and scores a winner, then he'll be a Rangers player.
Jimmy, what do you think of Blue Stars team?
Well, it's a bit of a mix and match. Roof for me is never going to get a game for a start. I can't see that happening. I don't think he's fit enough. But the team that the manager picks tomorrow has got to be, for me, they've got to be the team that he started in the semi-final against Leipzig. He's got to start with that. That's continuity in Europe, and he played that. He played that like a fiddle. Absolutely wonderful the way the team played. So he's got to go with that team. I can see where Blue Horizons coming for there. But for me, Roof is no match fit. If he did a couple of games or even a game and a half a game, we could see what he's doing. I just can't see it. I would still go with McGregor, Tav, Golson, Bassey, Kamara, Lundstrom, Wright, Aribo, Kent. That'd be my team. And I'd keep Roof and Ramsey as substitutes. Ramsey should even get a look at it at the start. I'd be actually annoyed if Ramsey came into the team at the start, just because who he is. I don't think he's worthy a start. I think he should stay on the bench. I don't know what you guys think of that.
I like some of your Iron Brew, Jimmy. That's the same team.
Andy, for Leeds, would you think a Blue Stars team, mate?
No bad, but I'm with Jimmy. I'll go with the same team that started the semi-final at Ibrox. I don't think we need to smash it up with players that, let's face it, Ramsey and Roof, they're not match fit. I don't even think Jack's match fit, but I would go with the same players. They're the ones that got us there, so they would be the players I start with. I think they'll all be up for it. Not that none of them will not be up for it, but I think they'll all be up for it. They'll want to see this job through, if you get what I mean. That starting 11, that semi-final. Okay, might not happen if a slight injury happens in the early training, they're out like that, or somebody takes a wee knock, or Ramsey or Roof didn't come through the training session. That could happen right now. But I would stay with the one that Jimmy said there. You got 5 subs, we can bring players on if we need it. That's how I would look at it, Don't you agree with that?
Yeah.
Should I get my team again?
There you go. Blue Horizon, yep.
There's McGregor,
yep.
Tav, Goldson, Bassey, Barisic, yep. Kamara, Lundstrom, Jack, Kent, Aribo, right? Is that the semi-final team now? I thought it was. I mentioned Sakala, Roof and Ramsey just as impact players coming on as subs. That was all.
Yep. See, in regards to Kamara Roof, guys, remember this is a one-half final. This is a final that's very important to us as fans, but also as players and the manager. Do you not think, I'm only playing devil's advocate here, do you not think starting Roof as a proper number 9, a legitimate number 9, and let him give us his all for 60 minutes? Do you not think that could be a wise move?
No fit's no fit, mate. No fit's no fit.
Aye.
We've done this in 2 cup finals, by the way, and it's really cost us. We done it with McCulloch in the 2008, and we done it with Waghorn in the 2016 Scottish Cup, playing players that are no fully fit. It's all sentimentality, it's all nonsense, by the way. They're no fit, they're no fit. And as far as I'm concerned, if you can't prove yourself as fit for 90 minutes in a game, you shouldn't be considered for a starter. Best you can hope for is a place in the bench.
Yep.
No.
Jimmy?
Semi-final against the Sheep, when Alfie gets suspended after I get the second booking against Ayr United at Ibrox, and we were left with Big Sadiq up at front.
No fit.
He wasn't fit. Hadn't hardly kicked a ball, and we played him. Don't get me wrong. I rate Roof. I think he's a decent player.
I'm the same, Jimmy. I like him, I know.
I think I'm the old bear. I said that right at the start when I picked my team. I wasn't criticising at Blue Horizons saying, no, for me, Sakala's no, I'm not a fan of Sakala. But for them to say, and I know you didn't say it, Blue Horizons, but I just think Roof to start the game I think we need to start with the same tempo as we did in the semi-final. I know we've not got an out-and-out striker in any of our teams. Blue Horizons picked the same team. Allburn and Billy and Robert Adair all seem to have picked the same type of team. Yourself probably as well, Port. But we've played with this system and we're doing well with it. So why not just stick? If it's not broken, don't try and fix it. And if Roof has to come on in the second half as an impact sub, and even maybe Sakala or whatever, then we need to go with that. But go with the team that started the semi-final. I'm a big fan of Wright. I think he could be a Rangers player going forward. I really do like him. Some people they'll say, no, he should never wear a Rangers jersey. I don't understand where they're coming from. But I would start the same team, guys, as that played against Leipzig, and then see how it goes for there. The heat's going to take be a big impact for us, we all know. But Roof for me is a no-no at start, but could come on later on, as is good Ramsey.
I'll go to Alec and Andy next. Alec,
I get your logic, Jimmy, and I'm not dead against it, but I've got my own thoughts on. I go with your back four and your midfield, the Jack and Lundstrom, but for me, I would start Ramsey ahead of them. You play a kind of diamond in the middle. For me, with Kent, Aribo, and I would be putting Scotty Arfield out right, because he played away in Dortmund and done a great covering job for Tavernier on the right hand side, just to allow him to break forward. Take it turns about with Jackie covering them. But it's all about opinions, mate. The good thing is we've got a squad there that we can think about these things. It's our team's no set in stone, the way it has been under, say, Gerrard or whatever. So if we're second guessing it, I'm pretty sure the Eintracht Frankfurt manager will be second guessing it as well. But the good thing is the options there. We might even see Lowry, the way he's produced it the last few games there too. But you never know, but we've got options, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Andy?
I think we're all forgetting about a wee side issue here. I think we're all forgetting about Frankfurt. We might have to play a system that suits us to play against them. We're also assuming they're going to play Leipzig. So Van Bronckhorst might be his own idea, saying, no, we need to play these players to play this system against that type of team. So I don't know, because I've not seen Frankfurt, so I don't have any.
Sorry to interrupt. I heard Alex. Sorry, I'm really sorry for butting in there, Albert. I heard Alex saying earlier on, and see what you're saying. Alec will probably back me up on this. That Frankfurt play very, very similar to Leipzig. Very, very similar.
3-4-3, Jimmy.
Yep.
So that's no. So I think the manager will know that it's a very similar way that they play. So I think he'll play to the strengths of us, but also to possible weaknesses of Frankfurt, and that's why I was saying play the same team that we played in the semi-final. Sorry to butt in, Albert.
No, I've not seen them, Jimmy, so I'll take your word for that, and it makes sense now to play the team that plays in the semi-final. But all I was saying is that we're all trying to pick teams and all that, and it's going to be what type of team Frankfurt are. That's what we're going to have to go up against. So they're the same as Leipzig. It'll be the semi-final team, there's no doubt about it. But whether we play at that pace and that heat, that's another. We need to take that into consideration. No matter how fit you are, that heat will take it out of you.
Andy for Leeds?
Yeah, I'm with Jimmy and Albert. I'm sticking with the team that started. I think Alec must be a stronger vodka than mine if he's starting Ramsey right enough, but I'll debate that with him later on. But I think with the heat and all that, it'll not just be the starting 11, it'll be the subs as well. All have a bit major part of playing this game. So I would just go out with the same side, if it's possible, and don't pick anything up between now and then. And then, see how it goes, see how the game's going. If some of the guys are slightly dominating the game, then, bring somebody in to counteract that, or let Gio, switch it about how he wants to do. But I definitely wouldn't be starting with Ramsey. Jesus Christ. I mean, he could get injured just tying his laces, man. Not a chance. We want about that. I want that team going out there with the strongest possible 11, starting at kick-off time, 8 o'clock, and then we'll see what happens. But then again, Ali always did talk a lot of keep when he drinks his vodka. I've got to be honest.
Is Robert still on the call? No. Right. In regards to... Yes, where you go?
No, I was just going to say, see what Jimmy said about all these legends coming out and saying, behave and please behave and blah, blah, blah. There was a line in that John Gregg letter today. I don't know if you've seen it at all.
I did, mate, yeah.
He said that the only regret that he has about the 1972 success is that they never get the chance to defend it. And that was on the back of the Rangers support invading the park, wasn't it? And maybe causing a wee bit of bother with the Spanish police. I think that's where all this has came from. If we misbehave out there, at any opportunity, this UEFA board will hammer us, because we all know who's on the board. Neil Doncaster and his puppeteer upstairs. So I think that's the kind of line why Rangers are coming out with all these statements just now.
I can understand that, but they battered the crap out of us. That's what they did to us, mate. And people call it a Rangers invasion. It was a Rangers celebration. There was the misinterpretation with what whistle went, what whistle didn't go. And I take being there at a day, so the battens were out. And that's that hopefully doesn't happen tomorrow, because Spanish police don't take any prisoners, especially when it comes to Rangers fans, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
I did see the John Gregg thing, and I can understand.
Please hold.
So we'll see what happens.
It was the Spanish police that overreacted. All the Rangers fans were just celebrating that. That's what caused all that carry on.
Exactly.
That's my fear, though, Jimmy. My fear is tomorrow that if we do win it, we will come on the park. I'm fearful that we're going to do that.
You can't come on. You can't come on that park, mate.
How can you know?
No, there's a big high thing, mate. There's a wall and a.
Oh, that's right. Mind you there again. We've been known to go over bigger walls, haven't we?
Hey, if Rangers fans
There's no big wall there, Jimmy. There's no big wall there. There's a sign that says "Don't go in the grass," so that should stop them.
Or don't smoke the grass, so they're right on it. If Rangers fans can get a carry out, and they'll get a grappling hook in as well. I know that.
I think just to touch on it, Alec, I think if you look in the bigger picture, the last thing we want is for, as you said there, for the inevitable to happen and we don't get to defend it. Number 2, we don't get to play in the World Club Championships or even the Super Cup for that matter. You know, I think that's the big worry for me. I want to see Rangers go the whole way. When they win it, they go to you play the Super Cup against the Giants, or Real Madrid and Liverpool, whoever it may be wins that. And I want to see that. And I want Rangers fans to celebrate, mate, and I want them to have an absolute ball. But just think what's round the corner as well, financially, for, raising the bar even more to where we are. So I just want that to, continue. I think we've been joined by Bob Ger. Are you in, Bob Ger?
Hi, how you doing, everybody?
The voice of reason. The voice of reason.
Yeah.
All right, Bob Ger.
Hi, okay. I've not been too well lately, but we'll not go into that. No, I'm fine. I'm buzzing for tomorrow night. I can't wait.
Oh, good.
I'd just like to say that I've heard all your brilliant analysis as usual. It'll be really good to listen to. But the more Rangers, you've done us absolutely marvellously proud doing what you've done. I never thought we'd be in a European final. Not for a long time anyway. And here we are, almost on the eve yet. And I just want us to go out there tomorrow night and do the club proud. And supporters, you do the club proud and all. We don't want, as I just heard you saying there, we don't want this turning into another Manchester or another Barcelona. Don't want this. Do the club proud, the players, the supporters, and we can achieve this. It's doable. I'm not under any illusion. This is a crack Bundesliga side they're up against, and they've done well to get here as well. Yeah. They've had an equally good run as us. So Just go out here tomorrow night, get the heat down, boys. Guarantee it. No matter what team we put out, do the club proud. That's all that we all ask, eh?
Well said, mate. Well said.
A man can't do any more than his best, so...
What's your plans for tomorrow, Bob? What's Bob Gear's day consist of tomorrow up into the...
I'm not going to break protocol tomorrow. My old uncle always comes in. He's 82-year-old, and him and I's watched the Rangers all days, and he comes. We didn't get along as much these days, but he'll be doing tomorrow night, and him and I will sit and watch the game, and we'll cheer. We'll either be crying one way or another at the end of it. But I'm so proud of Rangers. So proud of Rangers as I always am. And come Thursday morning, no matter what the result, I'll still be a Bear. I'll still be a Rangers fan.
Well said, mate. Well said.
See, that's what's great about Rangers Radio. You listen to guys like Bob Ger. And I'm not patronising them because I'm 65 this year and started to go and see the Rangers in 1966, Bob Ger. And what you're saying there just epitomises what I am as a Rangers man, you know, and proud to be a Rangers man. And you wear your heart on your sleeve, mate. And that's brilliant to hear. Oh, brilliant stuff, mate. Brilliant stuff.
You do. Hammer all Richie Shearer's killed out, man.
Yeah. The old gents no win tonight. Old Bridge man's his wife's locked him in the cellar.
With her? Is he in the cellar where, is it?
Oh, I don't know where it is. He's not getting out to play.
Oh, dear.
What was a pub cellar?
Can I just mention, guys, there's no pre-match show tomorrow, but there will be a show approximately 15 minutes after the cup presentation tomorrow, just to let everybody know. I know a lot of people's not going to be back this fall, so
you better get the teetotalers on that show.
I'm sure Terry's teetotaler radar out, Jimmy.
Hey, I'm starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then I'm going to Drumchapel Orange Halls tomorrow night.
But you're on orange juice, you'll be alright.
I'll be orange juice at my vodka and orange, mate.
We're getting the last 10 minutes of the show, guys. I'm going to ask you all, tell me your plans tomorrow. Tell me, what it means to you and your family to be, in this special position. And, tell me what it means to you if we win it. When we go win the cup. I'll start with you, Jimmy.
It means everything to me. A lot of people they use the term Rangers till I die quite loosely and things like that. But I mean, where I was born in Partick, it was only a stone's throw for Partick Orange Halls, and my upbringing is that. And obviously followed the Rangers all my life and been to thousands of Rangers games in my life. But a lot of highs and a lot of lows. But to sit with my two boys tomorrow night, where we're going to be for the whole day for 3 o'clock and sit with them, Port, my boy Mark and my boy Graham, and watch your Rangers tomorrow night and be with them and just celebrate it with them. That means everything to me, to be with my friends and brothers and sisters at Drumchapel, and it means more than a lot of people think about. It's going to be a wonderful night, and I'm proud to be a Rangers man, proud to be who I am, but I'm proud about the people that I know. A lot, and again, I know people on Rangers Radio. It's going to be a special night for us all going forward. So my day is going to be with my family, mate, and be another 150 odd bears giving it laldy, mate. I'll be a laldy before, and I'll be a laldy after. Bring it on.
Oh, Bill.
Same as me. I mean, my old Dutch is 92 and she's on the plane tomorrow. So that shows you what it means to us. She's not going to Seville. She's just taking a quarter inch off the living room door.
Oh, dearie me.
So it means everything to me. Brilliant.
Alec?
I'm still here. I'm watching the game tomorrow with my boy up at my local bowling club. We've booked tickets there, so we'll get up there probably for a wee spot of lunch and get ourselves bedded in early. But went the journey with him. He was only 10, 11. I think we went down the leagues with my dad and that, and we've sat there watching Dross, and this means so much to every Rangers supporter out there, the younger generation, the older generation, the journey we've all been on, and to see us get where we're at the now and fae then, it just makes it all the more special. And I hope everybody enjoys themselves. I hope we get the right result, and I hope we come back with that cup.
Superb, mate. Blue Horizon. Blue away. Andy for Leeds.
For me, like what Jimmy's just said there, for my dad and everybody we've lost that's gone behind us, everybody that's coming in front of us on the journey, for the young boys, everyone. I thank my dad greatly, although he's not here, for actually giving me the right to be a Rangers fan. I love this team as much as I love my family in a different way, and I'll never apologise for that. All my family know that score. And just the fact that he gave me the right to be a Blue Nose and come across guys like you in my later life, I can't ask much more for that. Whether we win or we lose. So Bob just said, we're always going to be a Blue Nose. There'll always be other days. As long as we all get it and we all stay together, that's all that matters to me. And I'll leave it at that.
What about yourself, Bob? What will it mean to you more to lift this trophy through this journey?
Well, what a wonderful way that some of you have all put this. I can't epitomise any more what you have said. I was thinking about my young brother. He lost his life at 16-year-old, and he followed Rangers all his days up in the country. His last game was at Aberdeen. That year we won the league under Joe Wallace in 1975. And me, on a personal note, I've seen all the 5 finals. Don't forget, Rangers were the first ever team to reach a European final. First ever British team to reach a European final against Fiorentina. And I've seen the 5 finals, and I mind the disappointment as a schoolboy of losing to Fiorentina, then losing again to Bayern Munich in 67, and the high of Barcelona in 72, and then obviously the disappointment at Manchester. I'm really hoping against hope. As I said previously, Rangers can go out tomorrow night and just do the whole support and the whole club as proud as they can. Because I'm proud of them at this moment. I always have been, and I always will be. Because you know what, guys? We are the people.
Well said, Bob. I couldn't have put it better myself, mate.
Seeing that note, Albert, Portbear, if I could come in.
Yep.
It's quite I'd like to just it's quite upsetting here. Good friend of mine, Chaz Omnett. Unfortunately, Chaz passed away 7th August 2014. Went to see Rangers far and wide with Chaz. Went to school with Chaz. Grew up with Chaz. Unfortunately, good Lord took him away 7th August 2014. I loved you, Chaz. Lost always will. And it'd be great for Chaz to be there and watch the Gers tomorrow night. What a man he was. Anybody that met Chaz, Albert, is a great man, I'm not kidding. But Oxyear knew him, and starting to tear up here. Anyway, Chaz, I know you'll be watching the game wherever you're, pal, and I love you, mate. Love you. Be good. Win it for you, mate. God bless you, mate. God bless you.
Well said, Jimmy. I think it's pretty important to remember, absent friends, guys. You're obviously Jimmy Bell, Walter Smith. I think it'd be amazing, just as a club and as a team and as a support, to bring it home for them as well. Because I think Jimmy Bell was a massive part of Rangers for me growing up, and a lot of you guys. I think it would be just a great way to finish the season, finish European journey, lifting that trophy and tribute to him. And what's your thoughts on that, guys? Jimmy?
Aye, but we've said this many times before. When they put us in there in 2012, and a lot of people who's passed away, never thought they'd ever see Rangers win the league again. Unfortunately, they did never see it, and we've got to feel for them. And that's sad for us all. We've all lost good friends and family friends since that happened. Good, honest blue noses and blue girls as well, who have went and couldn't see Rangers achieve what we all knew they could achieve, and that does hurt. It's no sadness; it's hurt. But their way is all, and they're looking down and they all knew the same as I did, and you guys, that what Rangers means to us and what it'll always mean to us. So, as they all, once a blue nose, always a blue nose. No, you don't just become a blue nose. You're born to be a blue nose. And that's a way of life. It is a way of life. And to try and explain to somebody who's no into football that the way you feel, they look at you in some amazing stare as if to say, what does it mean, Bill? Become a football fan and support a team the way I support a team. And so I'll be thinking a lot of the people, especially my good friend Chaz, I mentioned earlier on, Chaz Omnett. I'll be thinking of him. I'll be having a wee drink for him tomorrow night. They say he's a good pal, and I miss him a lot.
Alec Kelly.
No, just briefly there, just on the same sentiments as Jimmy. There's a good friend, Andy and I, is out in Seville just now. Agnes and Derek Johnston, our partner. They've got an Alan Mitchell flag. We lost Alan through Ibrox Radio, so just a wee shout out for him. And it brings a tear to your eye to actually be there tomorrow. So thinking of that, and obviously our own George Fiscal Bride on this platform. It's all the people that you all think at this time. So along the same lines as Jimmy, but come on Rangers, let's do this.
Yeah.
Well said, mate. Albert?
I can't say much more than the guys have already said. Jimmy played his part in the semi-final there. He definitely inspired the guys to lift their game onto a new level. And him and Walter are going to do it in the final. They're going to inspire the guys in the final. No doubt about it, mate. So I can't say much more than that. I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to just force anything.
Definitely.
The guys said it all.
That's fair. Andy for Leeds.
Yeah, like Jimmy said there, with his good friend and all that. I get that. Like, so when my dad had his big stroke, right? He was more or less clinically, he hadn't a clue what was going on. But you see, every time I stuck a Rangers video on, his eyes opened up. And that's funny. But he didn't know what was going on, but his eyes lit up. And that's what it is. So get it, whether they're up the big sky or whatever, we're one big family. We're connected. Some of us are not here, but they've not gone away. They're all in our memories while we're here, and they will get passed down. We're one big family, and that's the way it is. And I'll never, ever apologise for being a Rangers fan and being what I am, because it belongs to us, and we belong to them. It's as simple as that. That's how I'll leave it.
Well said, mate. Well, lads, what a night. What a night. The eve of the European final. Hope everyone of you have enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks very much, everybody, for taking part.
Great show, mate.
It's been an incredible journey, as you've all said, this season through Europe. And onwards and upwards to tomorrow night when we go and bring that trophy home. Jimmy, final words, mate?
Just thanks for being on again, and it was a fantastic chat tonight, and great to see a lot of my good friends come on here, Albert and Bob Jair, absolutely fantastic yourself, and Robert and plenty of others. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, mate. Had a wee tear there, but never be ashamed. Never be ashamed. No. So thanks very much for having me on, mate, and I'll see you all. I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you after tomorrow. But thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Albert?
Great show, mate. Usual, great show. It was fantastic talking to everybody. And to all the Rangers fans out there, keep believing. Keep believing.
Andy?
Yeah, great. Everybody enjoy themselves tomorrow. Have a good wee drink. Look after yourself, and we'll all get together. But I mean, I tell you what, your show's going to be a bit wobbly tomorrow night, I think, after the game, on it. No many sober guys on the show, I don't think, tomorrow, hopefully.
Bob, dear, final words, mate?
Well, what can I say? All the comments have been so marvellous. This is going to be the best show in the airwaves. This for me, anyway. Just simply go out and try your best, Rangers. A man can't do any more than his best. Try your best to bring this trophy home for us. It would mean so much. So much to us all. All right, there's a stiff opposition in your way, but this can be done. And believe that it can be done. So I'll see you on the other side of the cup final as well, boys. And all the best to you for the moment.
Cheers, Bob, Jet. Right, can I thank all the callers? Blue Horizon, Robert Vaport, JFK, Albert. Sorry, Alex, sorry. Sorry.
I was just going to say,
Alex, Kelly,
sorry. Get that
How can you forget him?
Make his dream.
Yes, indeed, mate, indeed. As I said there, JFK, Albert, thanks for doing the show, guys. Fantastic as always. Alec Kelly, Andy for Leeds, Bob Gia. Cheers for all calling in, guys. Makes the show, the callers, very important for us, so it is. Rangers, bring it home. And my final words are, make us dream. Good night and thank you. Cheers, sorry, to the technical team, Fox and Old School Blue. And as I say, I'll finish it again. Make us dream.
Underneath the Glasgow lights and narrow streets are blue and white. They lead me to a place where I belong. And walking there I hear a sound of all the people loud and proud. Their voices come together in a song. No matter what may come, we'll always follow on. We'll always follow on. We've had our darkest days, now it's our time again. The writing's on the wall. Now you got giants at your feet. You hear the call of history. You gave us something to believe. We follow you, so make us dream. Now make us dream. Now make us dream. Travel far and wide to fly the flag and fly it high for all the ones we've lost along the way. To aunts and friends we'll raise a glass, and everything that's come to pass has paved the road to lead us to this day. No matter what may come, we'll always follow on. We'll always follow on. We've had our darkest days, now it's our time again. The writing's on the wall. Now you got giants at your feet. You hear the call of history. You gave us something to believe. We follow you, so make us dream. Now make us dream. Now make us dream.